especially down here, is very elusive, very enigmatic fish that you go up on the flats and you quietly pull around a flat skiff and fish that way. And they can be very difficult to catch that way. One, they're in shallow water, so they're kind of wary of things going on. And then two, they're harder to see, and they're much harder to cast to accurately and actually fool into biting your lure or bait. Here in Key West, we fish them in a deep water environment. And the beauty of that deep water environment is that, you know, the fish are protected by so many feet of water above them. They feel safer. They're very tolerant of boat noises, of boat traffic. We also fish them with chum. You know, we feed them and they'll come, sort of thing. Because you've got those fish in a deep water environment and you're feeding them, you've made them very accessible to most of your fishermen. You've made it easier to catch. What I do is just kind of lay it out right behind the boat, right? And then see how I hold it in my left hand? Because this way I got a little control of my hand, of my thumb on the spool, and I'll just let it out a little bit at a time. You see how there's a little belly in the line?
Right.
Okay. I'm trying to keep that belly in there, because as long as that belly's in there, you got a totally drag-free float, you know, and then that way that bait sinks down at the same speed the rest of the stuff is sinking down. Okay? Keep that belly in there. Once I get about 50 feet out, especially at this phase of the tide,
right,
I'll go ahead and just let it come off the spool. Okay, not yet, right about there.
50 feet out?
Yeah.
It'll just pull gently.
Yeah, and then I just kind of get it started. Okay. And it's going to go at a certain speed. And you notice how I've got my left hand here, my right hand here, and all I'm doing is ready to turn the handle and crank.
So the minute it starts running, peeling off?
The minute it starts running, the first thing you do is you wind. You don't lift the rod, you wind forever, and then you set the hook.
Gotcha.
Okay, first thing you do is you wind.
To feel them.
Yeah, to get the slack out, because in the nature of this kind of fishing, there's just so much slack and things like that. So if you lift your rod as soon as you feel the bite, all you've done is taken the stretch out of the line, and you haven't move the hook at all.
Gotcha.
Whereas if you wind until you can't wind anymore, you've taken all the slack out. So now when you move the rod, you're actually moving the hook and set it in the fish's mouth. Yeah, look at him.
Come on.
Come on, baby.
Look at that. Beautiful.
Look at that school. Is that something awesome or what? That is so beautiful. Yoo-hoo, fellas. Munchie's here.
Let's go.